Electric cars are all the buzz nowadays to save the planet and to leave a cleaner and greener world for our children. But this also means that there is a massive shift in how cars are built, and just like back in the early 1990s when car manufacturers had to wring their brains to get the best models, we now see what the latest in technology and our brilliant engineers can come up with in the ever-changing worlds of EVs. It is no longer a question of whether EVs will work. It is now a race to plan the company as the top EV maker and to prove that they are the best manufacturer in the world. One company in particular shows much promise, none other than Audi. Powered and backed by the might of Volkswagen, this German giant has tons of technology and funding to make its dreams come true. So please stick with us as we look into the future of EVs with what Audi has in store for us to see precisely what the car giant has planned. The world is in a crunch, and one of the first things that must be stopped is the combustion engines. Audi plans to eliminate all combustion engines in manufacture by 2033. A full 2 years before the EU themselves say that the new sale of combustion engines must be stopped. What once powered the world and made so many great nations are now being looked upon as if the devil himself has made them, and Audi themselves is no exception. That's not all. Audi itself has committed that in the next 3 years, by the year 2026, they'll be only selling EVs from their dealerships. And that is a very bold statement coming from the company that mainly sells gas-guzzling limousines. So what is that has made Audi so confident about their EVs? Well, let's look at some of them and figure that out. Contrary to popular belief, EVs is not something that popped up just yesterday or last year. They have been around for more than 30 years at least. And Audi? Well, the first car they ever entirely made into an electric car was their supercar, which is the R8. This went into production between 2015 and 2016 and was sadly stopped in 2018, mainly because it cost a whopping £1 to own one of those. But times have moved on. In 2020, Audi first released its e-tron, which looked like an SUV but was seriously quick and was all electric. It was Audi's first all-electric car in the global market. Electric cars are getting more affordable and more than what an average family or salaryman can afford. Just a year later, however, they came out with the e-tron GT, which was a couple of models and was something for the sports maniac, as this car was designed to go fast. It showed that Audi not only wanted to build EVs, but they also wanted to build cars that would appeal to the petrosexuals and the gearheads who love their combustion engines. The Audi A6 e-tron. The A6 e-tron is still in its development stage. Still, Audi states that they have got it to the point where it looks like the actual car they will release. The premium platform electric design, referred to as scalable, will be used by this automobile, as it has been by most manufacturers. This implies that they may construct one model, then utilize it and modify its dimensions to produce numerous other cars. Suppose you already have the technology or the basis upon which it'll be molded. In that case, a single chassis may be utilized to construct or share amongst several models by simply modifying its length or width, reducing the expenses of producing a new automobile. This EV will be sold with its gas model, the usual A6, and the success of this car will eventually determine the use and functionality of the scalable premium platform electric architecture. The electric A6 is rumored to have around 469 horsepower, an 800-watt charging battery, and about 400 miles of range. This would make this a good contender for people who like to cruise around in big limousines and help protect the environment. Audi's steps to ensure they end up on top of the EV market are not a small operation. Audi is working with FA to build and complete a Chinese factory by 2024. When it's finished, Audi plans to roll out only all-electric models of their brand, making that factory the only factory in China which rolls out all-electric cars. EVs also herald the future of cars, and as such, most EVs are looked upon as the gateway to the future. Pretty much every company has one, and so does Audi. And let's delve right into that and see what fantastic technology they have in store with us with their brand new concept car, the Audi Grand Sphere concept. With EVs has also come the thought that all future cars should be able to drive themselves, and with the Grand Sphere concept, that's no exception. This concept is set to take EVs and the consent of self-driving to a whole new level. This concept will be a 4-door GT car that can drive itself, which is ambitious in a car that's supposed to chomp down miles as a grand tourer. Unlike other cars where the main focus would be the look or the drivetrain, the Grand Sphere is built from the inside out, meaning that the main focus of the car is in its interior, where the driver would spend most of his time, and considering how they want this to be a fully automated car, it just means that the interior has to be perfect and keep the driver engaged and entertained in all those long trips where the car will be driving itself. The car not only drives itself, but once plugged in, it can manage its power and make sure that when you get into the car, it's fully powered up and ready to go. By looking at the concern, you can see that this car is built around the driver and the front passenger. You get this lounge chair instead of the regular driver's seat, which cocoons you into a feeling of being at home in your lazy boy. Not only that, it has a one-touch feature that retracts all the driver controls so that when the auto drive takes over, all you see in front of you is the vast dash and the road ahead. However, the steering wheel and the pedals disappearing may be a safety concern in the future. Oh well, it's a concept after all. The engineers went around designing this car after watching Blade Runners or iRobot. The designers let go of their leash to show the world something they have never seen before, and Audi describes the car's interior as a digital detox and somewhere to relax. This is something that's out of this world. The driver and passenger can relax as the Level 4 automation takes care of all your work for you. Till now, Level 4 automation is only approved on German roads. However, that may change later, and they can enjoy a movie or get their work done as the car drives them to their destination. But what if you want to change the climate controls in the car? Would it not be hard to lean in from that occupied space you are in? Well, Audi has you covered there as well with gesture controls that can change climate control. And when all is said and done and you arrive in your location, you get out in style as the giant suicide doors open for you to get out. This is expected. After all, Audi does call this car the private jet for the road. The Audi Skysphere concept. Continuing Audi's trip down, what they call the future is the Audi Skysphere concept. Now we have all seen or at least heard of the hit movie series and the cartoon The Transformers, and someone at Audi just watched that because Audi says that this Skysphere concept can transform. And no, I'm not making this up. Audi officially has noted that this concept will be able to change the car's wheelbase by 250 millimeters just by the touch of a button. I can see that coming in handy when you have a big car and cannot find enough parking space, especially in big cities like London. This could prove invaluable. Still, the car itself was styled from the 1930s. Audi has called upon its long history and styled the Skysphere concept after their own 1930s car, which was called the Horch 853 Roadster. The car has two modes. One is Sport mode and the other is the Grand Tour. In sports, the car shortens to a wheelbase of 4.94 meters, lowers by 10 millimeters, and sends all the power to the back wheels so you can go slideways using the power of electricity. When you're in the Grand Tour mode, the car increases its wheelbase to 5.19 meters, and the steering wheel and pedals disappear so you can relax and let the car drive itself to where you want it to. This shows that Audi has a lot lined up for their future cars, and we're all up for it. Is there any particular car here that you're excited about? The Sphere cars are something we should look out for. If they work as well as Audi says they will, these cars are the future and will change the course for all cars.